chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Thousands most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier, guys. We've all seen the video. I'm going to get straight into it. So we've all seen the body cam footage of the murderous, absolutely deplorable police shooting of Sonia Massey. I struggled whether or not I was going to show the actual police footage. I have it right here in my tablet. But I think it's important, especially right now, to see how real things are really getting out here. Take a look.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You have that stack right there, maybe?
Okay. 1 second.
Check on her.
Let me do this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
Now if you headshot, bitch, you're actually done.
How many more times are we going to have to see this? I was talking to one of my friends today who has a 5-year-old daughter. And she told me, she was like, yeah, I was talking to my daughter about it. And she was like, oh, well, that happens all the time. 5 years old. 5 years old. And at 5, she is that desensitized to seeing something like that. And being able to, and this is no shade to my friend's daughter, but it's a sign of the times that we're in, to where a 5-year-old can watch something like that and tell you, oh, well, that happens all the time. I mean, I have no words. I have to talk about it. This is perhaps the most gruesome, horrific. This, to me, let me not say that because you can't really compare them, but to me, in my personal opinion, this is the worst body cam footage I have ever seen. The deputy's name is Sean Grayson. He has been charged with first-degree murder, and he has been locked up without the possibility of bail. So he will be awaiting trial. Sonia Massey was 36 years old. She called 911 because she thought she had a perpetrator outside of her home. There are several videos. I've watched them all. The one thing that God blessed Sonia with was the spirit of discernment, because the minute she opened that door, she knew that that man wasn't right. She saw the devil in that man the minute she opened the door. She was terrified, and she was calling them for help. All it took was a smart remark from the officer and her to say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," for him to shoot her 3 times, point blank range, in her face as she kneels in her own kitchen in a puddle of hot water, apologizing and pleading for her life in her own home. There's also video footage of after the fact of her laying down and being shot. There's also footage. Let's see if I can pull it up here. I might not have it right here right now, but there's also footage of him telling his partner, "Oh, it's a headshot. No need to waste the medical kit." He's also seen outside of her home on her front lawn, calling her a crazy bitch, lying to the rest of the police, saying that she was getting ready to douse him with hot water. Which I knew that's what I knew the minute he told her, "Go get that water off the stove." That was his moment. Every last police officer, this happened in Springfield, Illinois, by the way. Every last police officer. Oh, I do have the video. It's right here. Every last police officer.
So, is there anything you think we can do for her?
This video that I have up here, this is the video where he calls her a crazy bitch.
You want to run down real quick?
In front of all of those police officers, and not one of them checked
him. She was
him.
the only one. Where's he going? No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water. You shot her? Yeah.
He told that woman, "I will shoot you. You better fucking not rebuke me in the name of Jesus. I will shoot you in your fucking face."
He's landed.
And not 1 minute later,
Just nothing right now. Just hang out
she
out there
was
for me.
gone.
Thank you.
As I watch this video right here, and I see all of these whites, not one black police officer, not from what I could see, all of these white police officers standing in her front yard so calmly, like this is just so normal.
This fucking bitch is crazy.
I think of that scene in Mississippi Burning, that opening scene in Mississippi Burning, where the Klansmen were standing outside of the black people's house, except instead of white sheets, they had on uniforms. And it looked exactly the same. And this is the person. These are the groups of people. This is the group of people that the Republicans and Donald Trump wants to give full immunity to. My thoughts and prayers go out to her family. I did see her father speak this morning with Gayle King. It's just gut-wrenching. It's gut-wrenching. It's I'm sending family prayers and my condolences to the Massey family, and I can only pray that they get the justice that they deserve. It's a toss-up in America when there's a white police officer up on trial for killing a black person. It's a toss-up. I hate to say it that way. It's a toss-up. Ben Crump will be representing the family, and he's done great work. He has helped so many people. I really do like Ben Crump. I really do. he is like the new Johnny Cochran, and he does so well at what he does. I know he's going to get these people, he's going to fight tooth and nail to get this family the justice that they need. Let's give a moment of silence for Sonia Massey and her family. In Jesus' name. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I know that might have put a little bit of a damper on the rest of the show. And, you know, this is about Jaja's Atelier. The YouTube channel is about fashion, fun, a little shade, a little tea. But, you know, I was raised in a household where you don't stand idle and watch things go bad. You stand up for what's right. So I have a platform. I'm going to stand up for what's right. So may you rest well, Sonia Massey, and may your family find peace. Okay. So I have some fashion news for you guys. Let's perk it up a little bit. Whew. Let's perk it up. I tried to perk it up like I got my titties perked up because, you know, I was running around. I had things to do. You know, I usually don't wear, you know, stuff this revealing. You know, I'm new into my transition. I'm trying to get into the swing of things, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to really bring it. I'm going to bring it. You know, why not? So I wanted to give you my look tonight is inspired by Tiffany Amber Thiessen's character on 90210, Valerie Malone. She replaced the late great Shannon Doherty after she left the show. So I was watching it earlier today. I was like, I'm feeling a little Valerie Malone today. Anyway, so there's some. My leg is itching. Ooh. So there is some crazy news going on in fashion right now. It has just been brought to the public that Peter Hawkins is stepping down as creative director at Tom Ford after only 12 months. Now, we have talked about Peter Hawkins before. I was really excited that he was taking over for Tom Ford because if you're not familiar, he has been right by Tom Ford's side since the beginning of Tom Ford's career, even way back in the Gucci era. So I was excited for the brands. I was excited for the brands and Tom Ford that he could usher somebody in that knows him in and out and knows his vision in and out. I don't know what happens. Reports are saying that, according to Zegna, the firm that I believe owns the brand, wants to expand the brand's women's wear sales, which accounted for only 30% of Tom Ford's international revenue for the year of 2023. I don't know who the hell they're going to get between all the rumors swirling about John Galliano, you know, leaving Maison Margiela to go back to Dior, which I don't think is going to happen. If he's going to go anywhere, it's going to be Givenchy. You know, we talked about this months ago. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. We'll just have to see. But I don't know who the hell they're going to get. I mean, you know who I would like to see take a stab at it? Laquan Smith. I swirl his name around all the time, but Laquan Smith has a knack for really pulling inspiration and really the way his references are set up, it's not like everybody else, and he's very meticulous and detailed in the references. So I think give Laquan a stab at it just for a year. Do a contract year And switch people out every now and then until you find the right person, because nobody is going to me, in my personal opinion, please Tom Ford's vision like Peter Hawkins. That's his best friend. He's been with him from the beginning of his career. So we'll see what happens. In more fashion news, Adidas has removed Bella Hadid. I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for her. Let me continue reading. Let me pull it up on the tablet too. So Adidas has removed Bella Hadid from its latest ad campaign linked to the infamous 1972 Munich Olympics. That's Munich, Germany. Where 11 Israeli athletes were taken hostage and murdered by the Palestinian terror group, allegedly called Black September. They removed Bella from the ad campaign because Bella, if you didn't know, is half Palestinian. And she is out there really doing what she has to do for her people. And I noticed that I've seen other articles of her being cut from other stuff too. We haven't really seen her on the runway as much as we used to, ever since all this stuff with Palestine and Israel has broken. And I don't think it's fair, because she never once is saying, F the Jews or anything like that. She just wants peace and solace and rights and equality for her people. The innocent women and children and men that are being massacred all across Gaza and Palestine. That's all she's saying. I do know that she made a bit of a stir when she was at the Cannes Film Festival this year. And she wore a Palestinian designer. And it came off very controversial. But listen, she has that right. And that's not her trying to lowball Jewish people or Israeli people. She wants what's right for both sides. I've heard her say that out of her mouth. So I don't quite understand. It's like when you stand up for Palestine, you're immediately shunned. Can't two things be true at the same time? I checked out Bella Hadid's Instagram. She's not really on social media a whole lot, but she had a few stories. She had a few stories up, and she seems to be doing fine. I'm sure, it's a little disappointing and upsetting, but you've got to keep on living life. And she seems so peaceful. She's got a new boyfriend, and he's actually a bull rider, I believe. He's like a country guy. Very handsome, by the way. But yeah. Y'all really need to stop with this. Y'all really need to stop with this, because the fashion industry, there has been so many designers and people that have done racially insensitive things towards black people, and y'all have not batted an eyelash. I remember when Kanye West had them black models walking around with those White Lives Matter t-shirts during Paris Fashion Week a couple years ago, and Gabriella Carifa Johnson was one of the only people that said anything, and y'all continued. A lot of publications, I'm not going to call them out, a lot of y'all publications rolled that videotape and posted the footage all over your social media platforms. So I don't know why having Bella Hadid is such a big deal. She hasn't done anything wrong. Those are my opinions. Anyway, on to the next story, because y'all, I'm hungry and I got some lasagna waiting for me. But I told y'all I was going to come, so I came and I brought 2 friends. Oh my God. You know what? Somebody left me the most nasty comment. They were like, bitch, you need to get your teeth fixed. I've had so many people come after my move. What do you want me to do? I don't have $50,000. Listen, I'm not going down to where Charles and Netta went to go get my teeth fixed and my work done. I'd rather stay natural until I get the money to go where I need to go to get it done and get it done right. Okay, you're not gonna have me walking around here looking like I see people. I would love some veneers. I would love veneers. Anyway. So this story, guys, this next story, honey. Oh, honey, this took me out. So, Kim Burrell, gospel singer. She has a beautiful voice. She has been in the news and been in some hot water. My hair is fucked up. And has been in some hot water in recent years for comments that she's made about the LGBTQ plus community. Well, Miss Burrell decided to try and make it right at the Stella Awards as she received her award at the Stella Awards. She wanted to apologize. Take a look.
There is such a care to take when you realize you're not just preaching to the choir anymore. You're preaching to the ones who wanted to be in the choir and was too scared to come because they didn't understand our language. Musicians, the God-given ability to unite and to heal and to understand that some of my past words, comments, preaching has been received by the LGBTQ plus community as negative and hurtful. There is nothing more hurtful than to think, to imagine that you said something in the name of God and it hurts somebody. You know, we have a church lingo, we have a church jargon that everybody doesn't get. And sometimes you've got to say it for the people in the back. And for that, I want to apologize to the LGBTQ community. Let's give them a great big round of applause. We want them to have strength and to sincerely know that we must all do the work to embrace all of what God's people and show forth his love to everyone. Amen.
Here's my thing with this. And this is specifically to the Black community again. It's so funny how sometimes and so often the oppressed gravitates and behaves the same way as their oppressor, because this apology is so white. It's so white. It's so white. Black folks, y'all get so white and clueless when it comes to having to put your tail between your legs and apologize to the LGBTQ community. Just don't say anything at all. You know what the fuck you doing. Especially you, Miss Kim Burrell. And I'm not even going to run the other things that she said about the community. She could have said way worse. But we know how you feel about gay people. Now, word on the curb is that her ex-husband had left her for another man. Now, I don't know that to be true, but that's all alleged. But I'm from Jersey. And the way it goes in Jersey is, if you hear it more than 3 times in the street, it's probably true. And I done heard this about 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 times. You know, and so maybe that's why she has some animosity towards the gays. But Black people, if you don't like gay people, just shut up. Because we're in a space and time now where if you say something, you're going to be called out on it. And there are a lot of Black people who are going to agree with you. They are going to join in, but the majority of court of public opinion, they're not going for that shit. And it didn't seem sincere to me. And we'll see how she behaves moving forward. But listen, again, if you don't like something, just leave it be. Just leave it be. Because you're not going to get away. You talk about gay folks now, you could lose your job. It's a lot of things that could happen. Same as if you talk about Black folks in a disparaging way, or you call the police on them for no reason. It's the same outcome. So just leave it alone, love. Hayata Boshata. Anyway. So I did talk about Kamala Harris. I do have a live that's posted up. Let me just give a huge shout out because the groundswell overnight. Now, I said some things on the live. I was high. I had just hit the reefer. I was emotional because Biden had just dropped out and then he hit us with that other bomb. And I don't particularly care for Kamala Harris, and I have a right to feel that way. But my feelings have somewhat shifted, not only because she's our last hope, but also because I did my research. And the thing about Kamala Harris that is kind of off-putting, but it shouldn't be, she's a worker, she's not a talker. Because I had no idea all of the things, even with people online saying, oh, well, she put black men in jail. Yeah, she put a lot of black men in jail, but she also, set in place programs for them to get their shit together so they wouldn't have to come back across her desk again. And for all those people that are saying her locking black men up, well, she locked them up and let them free after a long period of time. Trump wants to lock them up and fry them in the electric chair. So you take your pick. I am excited for her. I am standing behind her. I have donated to the campaign. And let me tell you something else. Black media, black people, for all those other black people, and me, this goes to me as well. For all those black people who are out there saying disparaging things about Kamala Harris and they're not voting for her and ... Let me tell you something. The amount of black women and men that came together and shut down Zoom, this woman has accumulated over $150 million in donations since the news broke. And that's less than 3 days ago. White women are excited. White men are excited. The LGBTQ plus community is excited. And again, contrary to popular belief, there was over 56,000 black men trying to get on a call on Zoom to donate to Kamala's new campaign. And they raised over $1 million in less than 4 hours. She has Trump and the Republicans shook. They are using all kind of nasty racial shade, the typical Trump MAGA playbook. But I don't think it's going to work this time. And I can't wait to see this debate, honey. Kamala, I have to tip my hat to you, and I apologize and get behind you. Listen, I'm a real listen. I'm an adult. I'm a woman. I have the right to change my mind. Listen, you have to do your research. You just have to do your research. So I can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. I have not seen a groundswell of people energized and excited about a Democratic candidate since 2008 when Obama ran, and I was 18 years old. I'll never forget. It was the first time I was ever able to vote. Back when I was a boy. Anyway, guys. So, listen. Stop bullshitting. Let's get this done. Whatever we don't like, whatever she has that we might disagree with, we will worry about that and respectfully talk to her about that and talk to her about our concerns after she's in that Oval Office. But for right now, all that other shit gotta fall by the wayside. Because, honey, they not taking my porn from me. They're not taking my porn from me, nor my other rights. And women in Texas are dying because of these abortion bans. Y'all better wake up. Anyway, I have one more story. So the CFDA has officially released the schedule for the Spring-Summer 2025 New York Fashion Week. I am really excited. They have the festivities kicking off with one of New York's faves area. Area will be kicking off on Friday, September the 6th. They will be closing the show with Melita Boomi. I always get her name wrong, but I'm such a fan. Melita Baumeister. She was the 2023 CFDA Fashion Fund winner back in 2023. Also, Sergio Hudson, Laquan Smith, who I love, Brandon Maxwell is returning. Oh, my girl, y'all know I love my girl, Elena Velez. Elena Velez will be returning to New York Fashion Week, but perhaps the most exciting news on the schedule. The most exciting news on the schedule, perhaps, is Ibrahim Kamara is bringing Virgil Abloh's Off-White to New York City for the very first time. He said in an interview, now the time feels right to show up, said Kamara. It feels natural to grow and show where so much of the community around the brand is. I think it will be amazing and feel great for Off-White to show for the first time in the city of New York. He added, it's common ground, a melting pot where everybody is equal. So I really can't wait to see this. You know, a lot of people from NY where, you know, a lot of us, if black people don't support another black owned brand, we support Off-White. I see a lot of people wearing Off-White. Like, I live in a small town and I see people wearing Off-White, even if it's just a t-shirt around here. So I can't wait to see what it's going to bring. You guys know, of course, I'm going to be covering it all week long, leading into London, leading into Mulan, darling, and then leading into Paris. So I'm really excited about that. Anyway, guys, I told y'all I'll be back on Tuesday. By the way, the last episode of Jaja's Atelier, honey, I got to give y'all a round of applause. I got to think of a name for, you know, my regular watchers. I got to think of a name, you know, T.S. Madison has the Maddie Mob. Beyonce has the Beehive. What is Jaja going to have, honey? Because she's going up. I got 173 views in less than 3 days. That never happens. Never. So I'm really thankful. I want to, everybody that watched, even if you didn't come back and even if you didn't watch the whole thing, you just pushing me closer to being monetized, honey. Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, listen, me, Mary, and Thelma, we're about to go get something to eat. I got that lasagna downstairs. I'm going to be back before the weekend. What day do you guys want me to come back? Maybe I have some stuff to do tomorrow. Won't be able to do it tomorrow. Maybe Thursday. Maybe Friday. I'll come back Friday. Because I'm not doing anything this weekend. It's supposed to rain all weekend. And also, somebody sent me a message. It's like, girl, we miss when you do your videos and you got your outfit. What's going on with the styling? Listen, I'm working on something really big and really special. I'm working on my very first editorial. So I'm getting that together. And I don't want to give too much. I don't want to post too much because I will be using all the behind the scenes footage and all of that for the next episode of Fit Me, which will have a couple of special guests, of course Adrian and maybe a few others. We just don't know yet, so you guys bear with me, but I'm gonna have some looks coming to y'all soon, especially before September and especially during New York Fashion Week, darling. But anyway, I love you guys. Make sure you take a look at that live. That didn't do so well. So it's only got 9 views. So make sure you like and subscribe. Leave comments. And just love on me. Anyway, guys. I love you. Ciao.